This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hello. Welcome to Friday, everyone. We are live inside the Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cuff House on the Opry Plaza, and we made it through the first full week of February. Well done. High fives all the way around. I'm Kelly Sutton. Charlie Mattos is here. Annie Nye is running the board and doing a fine job. We've got Jeff Roberts upstairs pushing all the buttons to make us go around the world on Circle Country and Peacock and Roku and all of the streaming places. So thank you guys for joining us. Lots of things coming up, including we're going to do our chick flick, and we have a video clip for you today. So if you're watching us, you get to see it, which is a little bit of a help, I think.
I think it helps tremendously.
Yeah, and if you're listening to us on the radio, you'll get to hear it. And if you know the movie that we play for our Springer Mountain Farms chick flick, then you get $25 to the Opry shop. And we have some really, really cool merch. We were talking about that earlier.
This is one that if I watch it, I have to watch when Renee's out of town because she does not like one of the co-stars of the movie.
Oh, how sad.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a tease for you.
It's a tough
everybody.
life I live, Kelly.
It really is. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to run down the commercials for the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl weekend, and they've already released a lot of the commercials. I scrolled through a few of them last night. I picked a few so we can discuss. And we're also going to discuss our all-time favorite Super Bowl commercial. It doesn't matter how old it is. If you can remember one when you think Super Bowl commercial and it comes right into your head, we're going to talk about that because I think that means it was almost worth it. I'm not sure how much they are this year. We'll fact check that. That's it's always millions and millions of dollars. So if it sticks with you, then you know you've done something right. Also, giving you an update on Kelsey Ballerini. Last night had to leave the stage when she was on stage of her headlining tour in I believe she was in Buffalo last night. So a little update on Kelsey and just see how she's doing this morning.
Man,
lots to talk about.
Stuff going around. Parker McCullum had that same issue a week ago.
It is everywhere right now. So make sure that you're washing your hands and taking your vitamins and extra vitamin C and zinc and D. Those are the things that I've been told.
I just do a multi. I think they're all in there.
Oh.
A bunch with a lot of other letters.
Oh, no. I do like the individuals.
Do you really?
Oh, 100%. I feel like it's better that way. The multi could have anything in it. I don't trust anybody. I have trust issues with multivitamins. What? You don't know?
I've never heard a condemnation of the multivitamin industry, but okay.
You just don't know what's in it, right?
I guess just multiple vitamins.
Yes.
Thank
How
you.
could it be wrong? How could you go wrong?
I just feel like they could just put like a dash of vitamin D, but not like a full dose. So I don't know. That's on me. Clearly, I have trust issues on a lot of levels.
Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Come on in here, everybody. Welcome in. WSM. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody. We're talking about entertainment headlines. Sending our well wishes to Kelsey Ballerini this morning. She was trying to muster through last night on stage and just could not make it through. Last night was Buffalo, New York. She was on stage. She got like couple songs in and then had to leave the stage. Her voice would not hold out. She went on social media this morning. She just posted a video a few minutes ago and it says, guys, I am so sorry. I am so sick. I've been fighting the flu. You know I would never do that to you. I hate to let you down. We are rescheduling. Just send me some well wishes because I'm hoping that I can kick this. But she has rescheduled the next 3 shows. So just to let you know, if you've got tickets to any of the next 3 shows with Kelsey, those are going to get rescheduled. I did wonder, I was talking about this last night to my husband. I'm like, why do they stack these on top of one another? They know everyone is human and there is a potential that they're just going to be exhausted, worn out, sick, a multitude of things.
Maybe just because logistically it makes more sense and you're not having 2 or 3 days off. So there's not enough time to come home, but expensive to stay on the road.
Yeah.
So maybe you just knock them out. Boom, boom, boom.
I guess it's just it's scary when you see somebody so sick and you know they're trying their hardest. So get better, Kelsey.
I remember as a kid, it would always be that sometimes reverse order, but they would always play Providence and then Boston, or Boston and then Providence, even though they're only 40 miles apart.
Yeah.
So it'd be like playing Nashville and Murfreesboro.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and sometimes they would play Worcester. So sometimes you could see somebody 3 times and never have to drive more than 45 minutes.
Well, that has to be nice for the whoever it is, because they're not going far.
You stay in one place and play 3. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. All right, well, we were talking about the Super Bowl. It's coming out this coming Sunday. And if you're like me, you don't care anything about the game. You're there for the ads and the halftime show. That's basically it. So we were talking about your favorite Super Bowl ads of all times. I've already found a few of the ones that are going to be featured this coming Sunday.
Okay.
You want a sneak peek?
I hear the Coffee of My People is
The
going
Coffee
to
of
have
Your
an
People
ad.
is there. Yes. Let's start with our favorite new, I guess he would be a convert into country music. Let's talk about Post Malone.
Okay.
So it's Post Malone and comedian Shane Gillis for Bud Light. Take a look and listen to this.
You want to go fishing tomorrow?
I got a colonoscopy tomorrow.
Fellas, I accidentally threw a lame party.
Okay, Ted.
They're on their way.
They're here. You call this a party?
Cul-de-sac party.
Launch. These beers are a metaphor for an invitation.
Is that our leaf blower? Party at the sack.
You are cordially invited to the end of the cul-de-sac.
So the premise is the guys at the end of the cul-de-sac are throwing a lame party, and he calls Post Malone and Shane Gillis, who live a couple houses down, and they come rolling up with a specially made lawnmower / meat smoker / I guess that's a cooler full of Bud Light. And it's hysterical.
I love that Peyton Manning shows up at the end.
Peyton's like, this place is rocking.
Post Malone looks so normal in like a plaid shirt and shorts. Like it's so not what you expect him to be wearing.
Those two together, because they've already done some behind the scenes stuff. It's hysterical. I really, really love this one. So I hope this one is going to score high. You know, they score all of these.
Correct.
They have people that are in there with the little meters and whatever. So that one's one of them. Next up, Dunkin' Donuts. This is Ben Affleck and his brother, Casey. And they're about to go into, I think it's a recording studio. So take a listen.
Jeremy is a method actor.
What is that?
Coming out to his ready. The acting method from the book.
There's a book?
He's preparing. He's doing his research.
I never did no research on nothing. Look where I'm at.
Exactly.
We're big time now.
You ruined it.
Do I ruin it, or do you have a breakfast named after you?
Oh.
Hey. What are you doing in there?
We're doing a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right?
Right.
I'm just trying to find the character. I think I found a way in. You're from Boston. I'm from Boston. Dunkin' is Boston. Boston is Paul Revere. 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. The redcoats are coming.
You're an artist, and I know what that's like, but how long is it going to take for the bean method?
I mean, I'll be ready in like 3 hours.
You should have paid for Matt.
Should have paid for Matt is the best part at the end. So they have Jeremy, was it Jeremy Strong, the actor? And he is completely under a whole thing of coffee. Like he's submerged in coffee and comes out of it.
The funny thing was the whole time I'm waiting, where's Matt Damon? And then at
Should've
the end,
paid for
that's
Matt.
very funny at the end.
Should have paid for
All right.
Matt. Okay, so those are 2. We'll save the other 2 for later.
Okay.
But let's talk about your all-time favorite. When you think Super Bowl commercial, what comes into your mind?
And this goes way back, but I think it is maybe the most iconic of all Super Bowl commercials. It's Mean Joe Green and the Pepsi, and the Coke and the boy.
Oh, he
Where,
hits it.
Here, Mean Joe, and he takes a sip of the Coke out of the bottle and then tosses the kid his jersey.
Yeah.
Like that's an iconic one.
That
That's the one I can remember the most.
That was what, 70s?
That was a long time ago. Yeah,
Maybe
and,
70s or 80s?
and then the Budweiser frogs.
That's the one I was going to say.
Yes, and we had in studio like 2 weeks ago. Remember?
Yes.
He was like playing guitar for somebody, and his claim to fame was he was
He was the frog. That was actually the one. That one, and then the Clydesdales.
Oh, the Budweiser Clydesdales
with the little dog,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
the
yeah.
the little dog wants to be be with them.
Budweiser had the best
always
commercials,
do a
and their
good job.
Christmas commercials are really good.
Yeah.
too,
They
so.
really are. Okay, what about you, Annie?
So I feel like 2011 had a lot of good ones for me. Young Justin Bieber. I feel like Kim Kardashian was in one. There was a Doritos commercial that had like Justin Bieber and like Ozzy Osbourne in it. I like the ones that make no sense, or the gum. Some of the gum ones were really good. But
Yeah.
I remember, I'll never forget the 2013 GoDaddy commercial where the two are making out, and it's like you can hear it, and it just like, I think it got removed from television. Like, it was a big thing. Yeah. Oh, it was like almost a scandal, if you will.
I don't remember this one
Really?
at all.
That one, as soon as you said what stands out to you for Super Bowl commercials, like the GoDaddy commercial.
Who was it that was making out?
Just a guy and a girl.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really
he's-
even know what
He's
the
really
reason
nerdy,
was.
and
Yeah,
she's super
she's
hot.
like, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching it right. Oh, Danica Patrick was in this one too.
Yes.
Oh, I remember.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. She
And
was good in those commercials.
Yeah.
I think they took it off. I think it was such a big deal that they took it off.
Isn't she in her racing suit and she zips it down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's
A rather
very
racy
funny.
Hey,
Oh.
got an email from your neck of the woods up in Jersey. Robert Zoni listening this morning. This is a great commercial. I do remember this one, but I would not have thought of it. The Coca-Cola commercial where the Pepsi guy comes in and takes all the Coke, and in the background, Hank Williams is singing "You're Cheating Heart."
Oh, that's
It's a
good
very,
one.
very clever commercial.
These are awesome. Hey, if you've got one, let us know about it. You can send us an email. That's an easy way to get in touch with us if you're listening this morning and you're not driving. But maybe we'll open the phone lines later and we'll take some calls.
There we go.
And we're also going to have our chick flick, so stay tuned for that.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good Friday morning, everybody. We're heading into Super Bowl weekend. The number one day that people call in sick is usually on Monday. So maybe some of you are already
that true?
planning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big call-in sick day.
You didn't know that?
I
I
seriously
know.
got like horribly sick on Super Bowl Sunday and had to call in on the Monday. And like, I mean, I was so it was the Patriots and the Seahawks. The game where New England's down big, and then they come back to take the lead, and they intercept Seattle at like the 1 yard line. I went to bed at like halftime. I was so sick, and just watched it the next day when I felt better and avoided the score. But like when I called in sick, I'm like, no one in their right mind is going to
They're
believe
not
that
gonna
I
believe
really
you at
am
all.
sick. And I truly, really was sick.
Yeah. I think there are people that are making plans. They're laying the groundwork. They're walking around right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
feel
something going around. What's going around?
My throat's a little scratchy.
Kelsey Ballerini thing. I was up in Buffalo. Man, I do not feel good.
Was that that meet and greet with her? There is a lot of stuff going around. Oh, also, I'm going to throw this out here. It might be totally gross. Why not? People that have been posting things on Instagram say the best way to avoid getting sick, if you know you're going to be in a big crowded room, you're going to be with people this weekend at a Super Bowl party, that you should take either coconut oil, like the hard coconut, not oil, but the, what am I trying to say?
Yeah, coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut
It's just
oil, but
hard.
it's the hard coconut oil. You should take
It's
some
hard
of
at
that.
room temperature.
Room temperature. There you go. Thank you, Annie. Or you can also take like a bacterial, like what the stuff that you would put on a cut, and you put it on the inside of your nose, in your nostrils.
Like leave it there or just
Yes,
wipe it around?
you put it on a Q-tip and you put it on the inside of your nostrils, because if your nostrils have that in there, it will help kill all of the germs that are coming into your airways.
What was the second thing? The coconut oil and what else?
Coconut oil, or like if
like
you
one
have,
of those little Bactine wipes.
Yeah,
you know, the
Neosporin.
antibacterial
yes,
wipes.
Neosporin, like
yeah.
a Neosporin.
And shove it up
basically.
your nose.
And I will tell you, my friend Ruby Amanfu, if you know her, she's an incredible singer in town, amazing. Years ago, it like sparked all of this. Years and years ago, we were at an event I was hosting, and I watched her use hand sanitizer and then put it in her nose. She had the hand sanitizer on her hands and then wiped it in her nostrils. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, I have done this for years. I do it every time that I fly, and it keeps me healthy. So there you go.
Okay, I have
Take
to be
it at will.
I barely want to be around people to begin with. I'm not going to go through this much effort to be around people. I'm just going to stay home and watch the game myself.
Just saying.
We're going to order
Charles.
pizza.
Listen.
Actually, we're not even going to order pizza because that will take too long. We're going to buy our favorite frozen pizza and just make that.
Oh my God, the best.
Oh, I found a good deep dish.
What's your
like comes
favorite?
in the tray. It's like a Detroit style. I can't remember the brand that does
Okay.
it, but when I see it, I know it because it says Detroit. You know, which is different than Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Oh, it's good.
I like Chicago better.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's
well,
just
fine.
me.
You're not coming.
Here's
So-
what's happening. Let's give away some free merch.
Oh,
You
this
want to
is
do
gonna be-
that?
yeah,
Okay.
this is fun.
So
Okay.
we are sitting inside the Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cuff House, looking across at the Opry shop. There's so much cool merch, y'all. I really want the Opryland t-shirt that's like the throwback with that really cool design
The
on
ringer.
it.
It's
the
a ringer tee.
t-shirt. And then they've got an exclusive line that they've done with Imogene and Willie. That is a local brand here, and it is so cool. I really love all of it. If you know our Springer Mountain Farms chick flick, then you could win $25 to go shopping right online at shop.opry.com.
And we're getting high tech. Jeff Roberts going to roll the video
We
of the
have
clip.
the video. So if you're watching us, watch. And if you're listening, then listen in. And if you know the answer, give us a call. Here you go.
Believe it or not, I studied 19th century French poetry.
What a waste of time.
I studied 19th century French poetry.
La fille qui j'aimerais.
You speak French.
Oui.
I've forgotten all about that
I just
scene.
love that. The way he does the French at the end. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Okay, one more time. Let's roll it one more time for everybody. If you know this movie, then give us a call, 615-737-9650. Here you go.
Believe it or not, I studied 19th century French poetry.
What a waste of time.
I studied 19th century French poetry.
La fille qui j'aimerais.
You speak French.
Oui.
So good. Think about the time frame and where we are in the month. That's your clue. Give us a call, 615-737-9650. And if you know the answer, you could win $25 to go shopping at shop.opry.com.
The Opry 100 tonight at the Opry House, and it's a great lineup.
It
but I
is.
am so excited to see and hear Vince Gill and Maggie Rose do the new single that they've got together.
We played it earlier for you here on WSM on the radio side in case you missed it, but it's a cover of a Bonnie Raitt classic, I Can't Make You Love Me.
Yeah.
And hearing both of them sing it is just magical. And I said, I know this song. I've known this song my whole life. But hearing those lyrics, it is so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is.
It's the saddest song in the sweetest way. So, yeah, that's going to be performed live tonight on the Grand Ole Opry
Very
for the first
excited.
time.
Yep.
Very excited. All right, we have been talking about Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl weekend. You might be calling in sick Monday. No judgment. But we are also talking about our favorite Super Bowl ads and the ones that have hit home with us. I was going to say Budweiser frogs. You said that. You know what else I remembered? The little dog. Remember, was it the Budweiser dog? Spuds McKenzie?
Oh, with the eye.
Yeah, that had the eye. Was that he was like a Target dog. He looks like the Target dog,
Right.
but he was Spuds
But
McKenzie.
Spuds McKenzie, yeah.
So I remember that from years and years ago. Some new ones have already been released. If you want to see them, we have them for you. How about Peyton Manning? This is Peyton and Eli Manning. A little trip down memory lane. Listen.
Only from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
A little stiff. What, you got a job interview?
I'm doing the FanDuel Kick of Destiny 3 live Super Bowl Sunday. I'll finally be a kicker like I always dreamed. It all comes down to this, folks. Yes, that's 3 points to win the Super Bowl.
You'll never be a kicker, Eli. You'll just have to be a quarterback like me and Dad.
I was born to be a kicker, Peyton. You'll see.
I love this commercial already because it's just the throwback look of Eli and Peyton. Like, all I can think of is like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, very much so.
Or even Dazed and Confused with the hair. He looks like the Matthew McConaughey character from Dazed and Confused.
He does, yeah. That's actually very good.
With the hair down here and the mustache. And he's like, you're going to be a quarterback like me and Dad. That's hilarious.
That was a fun one.
Very, very funny. Okay, in case you were wondering, this year, $8 million per commercial.
For 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 2022, it was 6.5 million. 2023 and 2024, it was 7 million. This year, it surpassed the $8 million mark. So I hope that you remember what that ad was for. I remember the ads. I don't remember what they're for necessarily. Okay, one more for you. This, I believe, is Hellman's Mayo. Take a listen.
I can't believe they let us back in this place.
Why?
Hello?
Nobody remembers that.
Something wrong?
Not doing it.
No good?
Nothing.
Well, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's happening? Oh, Here we go. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, boy.
So good. It's just. Woo!
Oh,
Oh.
this one's real.
Yes.
Very nice.
Lunch and a show. Huh? How about that?
Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan
That is a sandwich.
recreating that scene from When Harry Met Sally.
What she's having.
I'll have what she's
I'll
having.
have
There
what
it is.
she's having, and it's Sydney Sweeney. I'll have what she's having. So the fact that Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan are back in that same diner from When Harry Met Sally, the famous scene, and then recreating it after the Hellman's mayo is put on her sandwich.
And I think I'm right. Rob Reiner's mom was the original. I'll have what she's having.
I think you're right. I think you're right. That's amazing. That's a really good one.
I did not see that coming. When it's like mayonnaise commercial, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't
What
know
is this? I don't even know. So that one's going to be a fun one to watch. And now you guys have the inside scoop on some of the best commercials that are coming up. Kendrick Lamar is going to be our halftime show. So very interesting after he comes off winning, was it 4 or 5 Grammys? It's going to be a fun one to watch.
SZA going to be with him, by the way.
Oh, she is?
Yep.
I did not know that.
True.
Who are you predicting will win Charlie Mattos Jr.?
I honestly think it's going to be a very good game. It's not the game I wanted. I really
Right.
wanted Kansas City. I mean, I wanted Buffalo, Washington when it cut down to the 4.
Right.
But I don't dislike the Chiefs. They're fine. I'm just a little tired of them. But I've never felt any passion for the Eagles. And I love the city of Philadelphia. But I don't know. I just hope it's a good game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to choose a winner?
I think Kansas City will win.
Okay.
All right.
What do you think, Annie? I know
Well-
who you're rooting for.
Yeah.
Stand up, show us your
Yeah,
shirt.
I was going to say, can you see what Annie's
She's
wearing
got on
this
the
morning?
Philadelphia
Got
sweatshirt
got her
this morning.
Philadelphia shirt.
Philadelphia sweatshirt on. Everyone, go Birds. Let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to win. We're going to take the win. The last time we won, I was in college. I'll never forget.
Really?
Yeah.
I was at Penn State, and we stormed I don't know why we stormed the city. That didn't happen in our city.
Yeah.
But we did.
Well, nothing like storming
But we
Happy
did.
Valley,
Right.
Pennsylvania.
Felt
Right.
really good about it.
Just was-
You're like,
we had to
it's
do
fine.
It. So that was fun.
So you're saying it's going to be Eagles?
Yeah. Well, you got to root for your team, right?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
I mean, I really don't care either way. I mean, I love the storyline, of course, with the Kelseys, and I love watching Taylor and seeing her have fun. And that's like a Hallmark movie came to life. Actually, it was real life that became a Hallmark movie because they did make a movie about it. I don't know. I think I would like to see Philadelphia win.
Okay.
But, again, I have no allegiance. I'm just here for the halftime show and the snacks.
There you go.
So tell me your favorite snacks.
You can bet on in Vegas on the length of the national anthem, like how long John Batiste will go.
Oh, wow.
John Batiste, I'm going to say it's going to go long because he has the ability to riff and he has that soul in his voice. So he might take some liberties, I'm guessing.
And then Lauren Daigle and Trombone Shorty doing
Which is gonna
America
be
the
phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very
and he's a
excited
New
about
Orleans
that.
guy, so it's
Yeah.
great that he's included in this whole thing.
Yeah.
He played the Ryman not long ago.
Did he really?
Yep, sure did.
I saw him years ago. He was here with the Preservation Hall Jazz Band.
Yeah.
They were in Centennial Park. It was a free show. And it was just really phenomenal. So no matter who you're rooting for, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend with the Super Bowl. Let's talk about some other headlines. Dolly Parton, if you're looking for something to bring to the Super Bowl party, how about some Dolly Parton wine? I mean, you can't go wrong there. She's had her wine out for a while, but she just released a Pinot Noir. She said, for many years, I didn't like the color red because it reminds me of the woman who tried to steal my husband. Remember, Jolene? Well, now my Pinot Noir has changed all of that. I love red now. You should try it. It's $14.99. You can get it at Kroger, Total Wine, and more. Publix, Cost Plus World Market. It's available there, so you can pick up a bottle and take it with you to your Super Bowl party. Also, dollywines.com if you need more information. Sending out all the well wishes to Kelsey Ballerini. She had to leave last night on stage. She was in Buffalo, made it through, 2 or 3, maybe 4 songs. and then just called it. She's like, I am so sick, y'all. She posted a video on Instagram apologizing, saying she's going to reschedule. The next 3 shows for Kelsey have actually been rescheduled so she can take some time off and get recuperated and feel 100% before she continues on her tour. And Kenny Chesney is releasing a book. I thought this was very interesting. He has not done this. I mean, in the list of all the things he has done, this is one that will be a first. It's coming out on November the 4th. It's called Heart Life Music. He said, hey, don't worry, it's not a memoir. This is more like a love song or a love story to all of the people who have supported me through my entire career, from the people that were at the bars at the very beginning to all of the legends who gave me a break when I was coming to town. Just get ready, because this is all for them. He's writing it with our friend Holly Gleason, and Heart Life Music is available for pre-order right now. Won't come out until November the 4th.
Wonder if Kenny will do a reading of the audiobook. That would be kind of cool to have him just kind of
I bet he
riding
will.
around in your car and telling these stories.
100%. I bet he will. And he came out as part of the Old Dominion 7 for 7 concert.
Yeah.
He was surprise guest, show number 5. Just found out this morning, updated total. They raised $1.25 million for 7 different charities here in town. So congratulations, Old Dominion. Very well done.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
He found his way here. He made it in the brand new studio. First visit for our friend Mark Wills.
Good morning.
What do you think?
I love it.
Do you?
Beautiful.
I love to see everybody's face when they first walk in, because it's so different from where we were for so many years.
Well, if you're old like me and you remember this back when it was still Mr. Acuff's house,
right?
Then I can't, and I was never in his home when he was alive, but I was in this building, several times. So you've seen it transition over the years, and it's vibrant, it's beautiful, and I love the fact that we have these big windows and all that kind of stuff, with that they closed so we can't see the.
Well, because we have sun that's coming in. We didn't want you to be green. Like the coloring would look
I told
weird.
You, I'm not the least bit worried about looking green on the morning show at 9:15 in the morning.
It's
I
all
probably
right.
am a little green.
It's okay.
Not
It's
gonna lie
okay.
to you.
We have the same wardrobe consultant, so
I like
I'm
that.
fine on this.
That's
Listen,
good.
I told people a long time ago, it was like, after Radio Tour, after doing all the stuff that you had to do in 96, 97, 98, all that kind of stuff, I said, man, when I roll out of bed in the morning, you're going to get exactly what you get, and that is it. I went with the easy slip-on Skechers
There you
and a sweatshirt. We're good to go.
It's okay. That's all right. We love you. You'll change before you hit the Opry stage tonight.
Maybe.
No,
I definitely will.
I was going to say, you always look great when you're doing the
Well,
show.
let's see. You've worn a Preds jersey, a Braves jersey for sure.
Oh,
several
I forgot about
times
the
when the
Braves
Braves have made a good
jersey.
playoff run.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, I'll theme dress occasionally. I mean,
I love a theme.
I don't take it, so far to wear hearts on Valentine's Day and stuff like that. I probably won't wear turkey calls, when I'm doing the NWTF show or anything else. But yeah, I can theme dress.
We've all been to Disney many times, and I've often thought what would it be like to live in the Magic Kingdom or to live in the Hollywood studios, right?
Yeah.
And literally, Mr. Acuff lived in the theme park for 8 years. I can't imagine what that must have been like.
I think it's amazing when you go back, because the first time I was here was probably 94 or 95. I did the show. It wasn't prime time. I think it was still Crook and Chase.
Oh, okay.
But I did the show in the back, and you could walk right down this sidewalk right here that now has the bars on it. You could walk right out there and walk right into the theme park. Wow. And Kelly and I, we came out here and walked around, and and it was so neat. And then to hear the stories about Mr. Acuff would get up and be walking out in the park and welcoming people and all that kind of stuff. Because basically you're walking right into his house. I mean, it's literally right here. So I thought it was very neat.
Well, Bill tells the great story about one of the security guards found people going through his sock drawer. When Mr. Acuff was here, he was taking a nap.
Yeah, they thought the house was
like
part of the park, so they just walked in. It was unlocked, and they were looking.
They were digging through his sock drawer.
Oh my goodness!
True. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was just a part of the theme park at that point.
You know what? I didn't know that story, but now I'm gonna have to hear
You're gonna file that one away.
Yeah.
How many appearances have you made on stage at the Opry? Do you know? I know Jeannie has been keeping track of how many she's done. 240 plus, I think.
5,395.
5,395.
She's really close to 5,400.
Oh, wow. Fantastic!
I'm nowhere near that.
Okay.
I might be close to 400.
But you're celebrating your anniversary coming up, right?
Well, I just did. I just
6th anniversary.
Yes, just celebrated my 6th anniversary on January 11th, and and so that's always a fun time. To be a part of this family is something that that I always wanted to be a part of, and wanted to solidify myself, I guess, shall we say. A lot of people make their debuts and they get to guest on the Opry, but to call the Opry home for the rest of your life is pretty amazing.
And I think you got the best of both worlds, right? Because you were invited at the Ryman.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And then inducted at the Opry House.
No, I was invited at the Ryman and induced at the Ryman.
Oh, the Ryman as well. Okay.
Yeah, because it was what happened was that was during that stint where we moved.
Oh, we're doing the month at the Opry House.
And
That's
if you go back to 2018, we still had the Christmas show out here.
That's right.
And all that kind of stuff.
Rockettes
So the whole month of December was the Christmas show, and then we did the whole month of January. So they could refinish the stage and clean everything up and sort of do the maintenance.
Yeah.
And so so I got to be invited by Vince to be an Opry member at December 21st of 2018 and then January 11th, which was a real quick turnaround.
That is a quick turnaround. I mean, we've done months and months.
Hey, talk to Rhonda Vincent.
I was going to say Rhonda Vincent was well over a year.
Oh, that's crazy.
Invited right before COVID, and finally, 14 months
COVID.
later,
finally
like,
inducted. It was COVID.
It was the longest intermission in Opry history.
I kept telling her I would say, well, sis, well, not yet. Not
No.
yet.
Oh, bless it. So take us back to the very first time you ever debuted.
It was 97. I had been to the Opry House multiple times, but I had never got to perform. And it was, I want to say it was like July or August of 97. And the funny thing about my Opry debut is that I don't remember. I saw Ron Harmon last night, and a couple of young guys that he knows here in town. We were over having dinner, and we were talking about our Opry debut, and I said, man, I don't remember my Opry debut because I was so nervous and I was so excited, and yet at the same time I had so much to do that night.
Yeah,
because
right.
like on your debut, you come in and you rehearse. And then they take you out on stage, and back then we didn't use ear monitors, so they want to make sure your monitors were set. And so you come in and you rehearse, and then I did this. Jeannie was actually hosting a show called Opry Backstage on TNN.
Yeah.
And so I did that live, and then transitioned from that, went straight to the stage and sang one song. And that was your Opry debut.
You got one song, not even two.
Wow.
Your Opry debut, I don't know for other people, but for me, I got one song.
Well, you remember back then, there may have been 20 people on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
It was like,
it was rotating
in and out.
cast.
I would say in one 30-minute segment, you could have 8 to 10 people singing.
So Jacob's Ladder was the first?
Ladder.
Yep.
Jacob's Ladder was the first song I sang on the Opry. And, and I remember the story of Mr. Acuff always saying, sing the song that brought you here.
Yeah.
And that was my first single. And so I was, even back then, I was still very much a traditionalist. I wanted to play, the music that had got me here. And so since that was the first song I had ever had out on the radio, I wanted to play that one.
You often mention that on stage. Catch Secor often mentions that too, that Roy Acuff story with Old Crow, and that's why they always do Wagon Wheel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I honestly think while there may be somebody who's there for the 100th time and have seen you, there's somebody there seeing you for the first time, and they want to hear.
Well,
they want to hear the songs they really know.
I always try. If I'm doing the circle room, okay, I always ask, how many of you are here for the first time? And it is unbelievable at the number of people that when you ask that, I would say 70% of the hands in the room go up. It's their first time there. And so, so we've discussed this before. We've discussed about, well, you always play 19 something. You always play this. You always play that. I'm like, yeah, I do. But because I feel like when somebody's coming here, especially for the first time, they don't necessarily want to hear my album cuts. They don't want to hear that. They're wanting to hear songs that they've heard on the radio. At least that's the way I feel.
Right.
And so, I mean, if you're Vince Gill and you've had, a million songs, a million huge hits, if you're Ronnie Millsap, if you're, and we could go on and on and on about, different folks that have had, a ton of hits.
Yeah.
Then you can pick and choose. I always try to pick the songs that that they would know that they've heard before.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to play one right now. How about Looking for America? You ready?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do
You know
it.
what? Do you realize that day is the day I met you?
Was it really?
It was. We'll discuss that after we hear this.
What a great tease. Mark Wills on WSM.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're chatting with Mark Wills in studio with us. He's got some gigs coming up, including a real fun one that's going to be happening Wednesday night. It's the National Wild Turkey Federation Conservation Aid Show.
Yeah.
Happening at the Opry House.
I'm glad you had to say that.
I know. Well, I had to
couldn't remember all
look.
that.
It's an incredible lineup. You
Yeah,
guys
it's going to be a good time. This is like my fourth or fifth time doing it. I always try to come up. It's always Valentine's week.
Okay.
So we always have, it's always during that time of year. So, I bring the wife and bring, Macy. Macy's my turkey hunter.
Is she really?
Oh yeah, man. She's a big game hunter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's she loves it. We elk hunt more than we do anything else, but I'll bring her up and this year and this year I'm bringing her and her boyfriend up, because she's 22 now and she can't go anywhere without the boyfriend. Oh. So
how do we feel about that, Dad?
I was just going to say thoughts.
I love him.
You do?
Good.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
good.
could have run him off a long time ago if I didn't like him.
Well, that's for
there we
sure.
go.
You know how this works.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Come
Right.
on, ask any daddy. He can run people off.
What was Johnny Cash's great line? I haven't known you long enough to miss you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, great kid, and and so they're gonna come up, and we're gonna. I've actually got to go to Wichita for a show on Friday. Got a Valentine's Day show, and then we'll be back and play the Opry on Saturday. So it's always a good time.
You got a brand new grandbaby.
I do have a brand new grandbaby. Yeah, man, 3 weeks old. 3 weeks and 2 days, 3 days.
Another boy.
Yeah, a little boy. We have Huck.
Yes.
Who is my 2.5-year-old, and now we have Jack Riley. I call him JR.
Oh.
And he looks just like Baby Mally.
Oh, really?
I mean, spitting image of
gosh.
Baby Mally.
That's so
It's
cool.
just precious.
When is he going to make his Opry debut?
It
Because
will
I was
be-
there when you held Huck up like it was the
Lion
Lion
King,
King.
yeah.
And I was like, please don't drop your baby in the middle of the circle. You really did. And I think everybody was like, oh, okay.
I said, well, we're big Disney fans.
Right,
That's
yeah.
all right. We all go down
Everything
there.
the light touches is yours.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that was I had to bring him out and show him my favorite place. And what's funny is that night, I just found it the other day. I was cleaning out the studio, and that night I got a hat show print that he made his Opry debut, and I wrote a little note to him on the back of it. So
That's
he's got
so
it.
cool.
So he'll have that in his bedroom.
That's
so
cool.
And it probably if we do this right, he'll never know that the note is there. Frame it and just put it up. And that'll be something special for him
Later on.
Yeah.
Before we left, when we were going to the break, we played Looking for America, and you mentioned that's when we met. And I had to go back and look 14 years ago.
Yeah.
You were shooting a video for that.
Yeah.
Where were we?
It was just north of town here.
Okay.
I don't remember the little
Madison somewhere?
I don't
probably?
remember the little town, but it was like an old how would you say, like a company town?
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the 40s, 50s when the companies would come in.
Houses all kind of the same.
All
little
the little
cookie
row
cutter.
houses and all that kind of stuff. And that's where they decided. And when we decided to shoot the video, I had just had surgery, and so I was kind of that out of all the videos, out of everything that I ever did career-wise, and I always was involved in, that one right there was the least involvement I had ever had for picking out a venue or anything, because I had I was kind of laid up. So that was, but I do remember that day because it was cold.
It was so cold. And I came with a film crew, and we were just covering the fact that there was a video being shot. Mark Wills was shooting a video there. And there's a funny picture of both of us cackling, laughing,
Yes.
standing in the street.
Standing in the middle of the road.
And it's one of my absolute favorites. But yeah, 14 years strong, man.
Yeah.
And now he brings me chapstick with his name on it. Look at that. You know you've made it win.
Oh, I have one suit jacket that I always reach into, and there's the chapstick in that one. So
well,
yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
You can. I'm sure Kelly will share with you.
No, I won't.
She won't. Okay, never
Look,
mind.
I got a whole bag.
You got a whole bag.
This is going to last me for
I
at
own
least
more than
few
one
months.
jacket.
I love this.
Charlie, I will bring you.
Thank you.
Since I brought 5 or 6 and Kelly won't share, I will bring you. I'll tell you what.
She's an only child too.
You're at the Opry with us
I am.
tonight. I'll bring you your own chapstick.
It's very generous.
Yes.
Very generous.
But that song still holds up so great today. Is that one that makes it into the set list every once in a while? Because it's one of my favorites of your catalog.
You know, if you go back in my career, go back to '96, and you kind of go through the timeline of songs. I really never recorded anything. There's maybe 1 or 2 that sort of sound dated, but everything that I ever recorded, I always tried to base my song selection or the songs that I wrote off of the songs that I grew up listening to, which were great Ronnie Millsap, great Alabama, great, Lady Down on Love will always be a perfect song. The Closer You Get, Smoky Mountain Rain. There's nothing in those songs that date them, you know? And so they always sound great. And so that's what I always tried to do. I always tried to find songs that were, that could stand the test of time. If you had a song and it started talking about your beeper, or it started talking about, something like that, then,
unless it's nostalgic, like 19-something,
well,
because that's everybody lives with that.
Right.
So.
But that whole song was talking about the flashback.
Right.
That's right.
So
yeah, if you hear "Here's a Quarter," call Somebody Who Cares, you have to explain the
What
whole
the
premise of what that
to
even
any
means.
kid, they're like,
calling
what do you
Baton
mean?
Rouge. That doesn't work anymore. Mark Wills, thank you for coming in.
Thank y'all. Thanks for having me.
The show is NWTF Conservation Aid Show. It's happening at the Opry House, Opry.com for tickets. Low Cash, Runaway June, Lauren Elena at the Castellos, Lucas Hode, Lauren Massetti, and our buddy Mark Wills are all going to be there. Get your tickets and go join them Wednesday.